Hello, everyone. Dr. Greg here, and welcome back to another episode of The Dr. Greg Show. Continuing on our journey of perimenopause and all the things that come with it. The goal, the heart, has always and will always be to empower you, to give you tips, tricks, tools, understanding, knowledge, empower you so that you can have better understanding, maybe have some grace for yourself along the way, and to be able to take actionable items with good understanding and not just throwing things up against the wall to see what sticks. So here's the scoop. So many women think their sugar and salt cravings come from a lack of willpower. But the truth is your body's trying to get your attention. In this episode, I'm going to break down the hidden hormone, mineral, and stress shifts driving your cravings, and why understanding them is a powerful clue to your metabolic and perimenopause story. Let me tell you something I learned after 20 plus years in functional medicine. Cravings are not character flaws. Let me say that again. Cravings are not character flaws. They're communication. And when you're reaching for sugar at 3 p.m. and salt at 8 p.m., your body is sending you two very different messages. And both of them actually matter. Have you ever had the day where you know you're not hungry, but your body is begging you for something sweet or salty, or maybe both? Keep listening. We're going to dive in today. Brief reminder again, we do upcoming Q&A sessions. So if you have questions that you'd like me to speak to on upcoming episodes, please feel free to jump in and drop your questions there. Also, subscribe, share. We want this information to get out to as many people as possible. There's a lot of confusion right now in the space of perimenopause. I'm too young, I'm too old, what's happening? I have these weird shifts going on. The goal is to empower, because the reality is you probably have gone to your primary care doctor and they're like, I have no idea what's going on. Your labs are normal. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not. So we want to be able to dive into that. So right out of the gates though, here's what I want to talk about. So nearly every woman I work with, Dr. Greg, I could eat my way through the pantry some days. Okay. The idea is that it's not willpower. Your body's trying to ask you something. Another person that said, I'm a sugar addict. Like, I love sugar. But here's what it turned out to be for her. It turned out to be a cortisol dysregulation and low minerals. Which dramatically shift once we address those underlying causes. So let's talk about the physiology behind cravings. Let's just make this simple. So number one, sugar cravings equal energy crisis in the cells. When insulin fluctuates or cortisol spikes, the body demands quick glucose. I need quick, simple, cheap energy, is what it's saying. So remember last week we talked about brain fog. If you haven't watched the episode, go back and watch the one on brain fog. There's some really cool insights inside of that. Brain fog is often noted as the same glucose instability conversation. Studies show that fluctuating estrogen during perimenopause can impair insulin sensitivity and increase cravings for carbohydrate-rich foods. This is from the Menopause Review in 2021. Well, darn it. So, but here's the thing. You're like, but how do I fix that? Part of it is just for you to understand it and have grace for yourself inside of that. Salt cravings can many times equal adrenal plus mineral depletion. So for example, take the comprehensive metabolic profile. I do look at sodium, potassium, and sodium, potassium don't always mean not enough or too much salt or not enough or too many bananas. It also has a direct correlation with the integrity of that part of your endocrine system called the adrenal glands. When cortisol is dysregulated, the adrenal glands struggle to regulate sodium. Many women lose minerals due to chronic stress, poor sleep, inflammation, or heavy sweating. When your adrenals are tired, they want salt. Interesting, right? So here's a research nugget. 2015 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that chronic stress alters aldosterone regulation. What does that mean? Leading to sodium loss and increased salt cravings. Aldosterone is one of the main hormones that your adrenal glands regulate. So think about this. Hang with me on this one. What if cravings are not emotional, but biochemical? What if your body's actually compensating for deeper imbalances, not misbehaving? Well, there's some opportunities to have some grace for yourself inside of there, isn't it? So let's talk about some things deeper. There's this big word that's being thrown around right now in functional medicine. It's called root cause, like everything's root cause. And at the end of the day, like I think we grasp the concept of that, but how do we actually get to the bottom of that? So blood sugar instability. You've heard me talk about this. It's very important to understand. It is especially common in perimenopause because remember we talked about this. Estrogen fluctuations decrease insulin sensitivity. The afternoon crash equals a strong sugar craving. Remember, your body says, I need some cheap fuel. I'm running on empty. I need something quick. Don't make me work for it. Give me the cheap stuff. Number 2, mineral loss from stress, especially sodium, potassium, and magnesium. This can lead to afternoon headaches, dizziness, and salt cravings. Poor sleep. Number 3, poor sleep plus cortisol dysregulation. When sleep is off, ghrelin, your hunger hormone, goes up, and leptin, your fullness hormone, goes down. This makes cravings feel urgent. I'm really hungry. Okay. Let's talk about some practical tools. Moving on to the next step. Simple, no shame strategies. Okay. Number 1, let's talk about stabilizing blood sugar. Protein at breakfast. I'm a big fan to shoot for about 20 to 30 grams of protein for a woman per meal. I had a woman in the clinic yesterday. We talked about protein. Her daughter was with her. Her daughter was a nurse, and there was kind of a smirk in the conversation. She's like, she actually gave me the bleh. She said, I might eat 5 grams of protein a day. And guess what? Horrible systemic inflammation, type 2 diabetic, feels like crap. And the thing that struck my heart the most is her daughter that was with her gave birth to this woman's first grandchild, this little boy. And when I talked about my vision, my heart for their family, what I said to her is, I want you to be at his wedding. And she said, I don't know if I can take myself there. I want that. Every part of my soul wants that, but I don't know if that's going to happen, Dr. Greg. And all 3 of us shed some tears right there because that really actually broke my heart to hear that. Poor sleep plus cortisol dysregulation. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. Get me all emotional talking about grandkids and grandbabies and, oh, man. Second practical tool, let's replenish minerals. You can give a simple, relatable example here. So like when a woman feels she craves chips at 9 o'clock, I immediately think she's not getting enough minerals. Okay. Things like sea salt in water, electrolytes without added sugar. I'm a big fan. There's a company called Redmond's Real Salt. They have a product called Relight. I use their salts when I cook. By the way, we'll put a link to even a discount code that we have with them. I use their products. My family goes through tubs of their Relight product. They taste good. There's a really good blend of minerals. This is not necessarily designed to be a commercial, but a lot of people ask, Dr. Greg, what do you do? What does your family do, right? More mineral-rich foods, things like greens, bone broth, avocado, nuts. Next thing we can do, we can support cortisol rhythms. 10 minutes of morning sun. Watch our caffeine intake. I'm a big fan of waiting 90 minutes before we start putting caffeine in our body. And breath work. Huge fan of breath work. It's very soothing to your nervous system. It's wonderful for your parasympathetic regulation, vagal tone. There's all these terms that are being thrown around right now. So here's just a little example. I'm going to bring this to life. A woman I worked with told me she hid chocolate in her car because she felt out of control. Now, this was in the winter because in the summer, chocolate would be a puddle in your car. After labs, we found out she was severely depleted in key minerals and her cortisol rhythm was upside down. She had a flipped cortisol rhythm. We did a salivary cortisol pattern test on her. Once we supported adrenals, stabilized her blood sugar, she said her cravings dropped by 70% in a month. She didn't fight the cravings. She got curious as to why they were there. So here's the thing. Cravings are clues, lady. It's not a lack of willpower, right? They're showing you where your metabolism and your hormones and your minerals could need some support. And when you learn to listen, everything starts to shift. I don't want to underestimate the importance of minerals. Ladies, like, so many people are mineral deficient. And actually, I'll be the first one to tell you this. Blood testing is not an awesome way to look for minerals. Yes, there's things like RBC, magnesium, but at the end of the day, like my bride takes She actually takes a product called liposomal magtine. It's a wonderfully bioavailable liquid form of actually I think it's actually a patented form of magnesium. She takes it every night. My little girls who are elite athletes take it every night. And again, we can put a link to the Quicksilver product that we actually use in our house. And again, the goal of these podcasts is not to be a commercial, but again, literally every single day on social media, I get DMs saying, Dr. Greg, what do you take? What does your wife take? What do your kids take? So I'm giving you the information. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. If you want to buy it, there's a link. If not, find it someplace else. Just use it. Just use it, right? Get better. Here's some takeaways. Sugar cravings often signal blood sugar swings and cortisol spikes. Salt cravings often signal adrenal stress and mineral depletion. Now, perimenopause can amplify both of those. It can literally put a microphone in front of both of those things. The solution isn't restriction, it's restoring balance. The solution isn't restriction. The solution is not white knuckling it. Okay? Cravings are a message we get to listen to. So there we go. And if today's message made you think, that's me, I want you to know I'm here for you, right? There are root causes behind cravings. Once you uncover them, you can go from there. So click the show notes. There's lots of things I talked about in today's episode. As always, if we get a chance to work with people virtually around the United States, if you want to take a deeper dive, that's not my goal. Again, is not to make you my patient. My goal is to be a trusted source of information that I can give you unbiased, real things that we've learned in 25 years of being in the trenches. And we want to just love on you. So again, if you found value in today's episode, subscribe. We got a lot more coming. Share it with someone that needs to hear this, and can't wait for the next episode. Take care. God bless you.